Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Two Dudes and a Podcast. I'm Jackson.
I'm Brannon.
And we are your two dudes hosting the podcast.
Two dudes.
To jump right in, we are going to talk about ourselves because we're just that self-absorbed.
Yep. Very egotistical.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
That's us. All right,
yeah,
so... Yeah. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
I'm cutting you off more.
I'm sorry, sir.
No dead air.
I'm sorry. No dead air.
No dead air.
No dead air. All right,
Okay.
So start off. Hi, I'm your host, Jackson.
I'm your host.
And, oh my
Two.
gosh, that's your co-host, Brannon.
Yeah, I'm Brannon.
Co-host Brannon.
Brannon. No
yeah,
D.
that's him.
Yeah.
I'm Jackson, and I like to talk about Star Wars and Marvel and DC Comics. That's what I'm into, you know?
So what he's into.
That's some of the main topics.
Not the only thing.
It isn't exactly. What are you implying, sir?
Nothing.
Okay.
He's into more than just Star Wars.
Okay. But I'm into those three things. That's kind of what I'll mainly talk about on this show, and that's what me and him can both relate on the Star Wars frontier, kind of.
Star Wars is groovy.
We'll also talk about like all kinds of different types of media.
All kinds of different
So like
types.
old stuff, new stuff.
Radio, podcasts, TV, movies,
podcasts.
books.
My phone just went off.
Oh,
wow.
no.
I'm a
You
rank
should have put that
I am
on
an
silent.
amateur. I am rank amateur.
I can't do this anymore.
It's one episode and he's already quit.
It's not a... Oh, boy.
I'm going to put it up on Craigslist.
Okay. Well, now it's my turn.
It's your turn, sir.
My turn is... I'm Brannon. Ba weep gra na weep ninny bong. It's the universal greeting from my favorite movie, which is the Transformers, the movie, because I'm really into Transformers. More than anything, really. I'm also into Hellboy and other things. Mostly underground comic books and superheroes and stuff. Transformers is my main thing, though. So, yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all I got to say
Keeping it
right
short?
now. Keeping it short.
Short and sweet.
A man of few words. That's what I am.
Man, a few words.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so, any questions so far? Audience, you must be asking, what is the point of this podcast, and where do we plan to take it? Probably not, because there's like 4 people listening.
Maybe our live audience should ask that question.
We're not recording in front of a live audience, sir. We're here in the production room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you've lost it.
Oh, no.
So, where do we plan to take it? What are some things you'd like to do on this podcast, Brannon?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I haven't put a whole lot of thought into that. This was mainly your idea, so I've kind of just been following you.
So you're kind of along for the ride.
Yeah, right now at least.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so some of the plans we got going. We're going to have guests on to talk about it, you know. Guests are fun. Get to get multiple points of view besides just me and Brannon, you know, because that'll be fun. That'll be really fun.
Eclectic in views.
Eclectic.
Yeah.
I don't know what that word means, but I'm going to use it.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
I'll look that up. Give me a minute.
Look that up.
I don't remember the exact definition.
Dear Lord, that's a 5-cent word if I've ever heard
I'd
one.
say it's $1, but that's just
It's
me.
a whole dollar?
Yep.
Is that one of them college words?
Yeah, you could say it is. It's deriving ideas, style, or taste from a broad and diverse range of sources. Yes.
That's fun.
I'm known to have an eclectic music taste because I go from like Hungarian throat singing to Send in the Clowns to 80s rock to Loser.
Send in the clowns.
Yeah, that I go and then I go back to the 20s and stuff. It gets really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I would consider myself eclectic until I heard that, because I'm like, I don't know, I got a playlist and the oldest song is from 1945, and like the most recent song is from the 90s. It's like, I don't know, like the oldest song is from the 1945. What's the song that they play for Captain America?
Captain America?
No, the one that him and Peggy dance to in Endgame.
I don't know. You're a Captain America, dude.
Shoot, that song.
I know.
Really good. Love that song.
Oldest song I can think of is from 1932. Bugle Call Rag. Benny Goodman.
Benny Goodman.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down in my brain and hope I don't forget it.
The 30s were lit, kind of.
I mean, if you weren't affected by the Great Depression.
Well, even if you were, on the music side of things, it was
on
fantastic.
the music side of things,
you had
the
big
30s
bands.
were Hella good.
You had jazz, you had the blues, you had big bands going all over the place. It was pretty great. Yeah.
Well, we had our little off-topic segment about
What
music.
were we talking about?
We're talking about where we plan to take the podcast.
Yeah. I guess music's technically media.
Music is. We can talk about our playlist.
Yeah.
What we bop to.
What else are we doing on this podcast?
One of the plans is me and Brannon both agree that the sequel trilogy of Star Wars movies
is controversial.
Some might even say a lot, maybe half the fandom would say underwhelming and or straight up ass.
Yeah. Bantha dumb.
Poodoo, as Saboba once said. That's Greedo.
Still.
McClunky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some might say Poodoo, McClunky. Bantha pile. Yeah. So one of the plans is for us to kind of pitch our own versions. Just tell a little story, change some things and whatnot. Pitch a little. Take them storytelling skills and put it on a grindstone real quick.
Yeah. I've been doing that for the past 4 years.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Fun. Real fun.
Very fun.
Yeah.
More than meets the eye. Woohoo.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Other plans, I guess, just talk about stuff we love, really. I kind of, hope we can have a little community where we talk about what we love. And, if it gets passionate, it gets passionate,
Mm-hmm.
But we got to, in the end, hopefully our community can live and let live. That'll be fun. Talk about what we love. Talk about what we don't love. All sorts of fun stuff like that. I guess that's where we plan to take the podcast.
It'll be all sorts of fun.
He just did the most maniacal, evil thing ever. And he's about to just... If
you think I'm about to go insane, you're a bit late.
I knew that.
Okay, just checking.
I'm just here to watch it because I think it's good. I'm gonna have a bucket of popcorn.
Oh boy,
I'm gonna have a bucket of popcorn the day you go Tasmanian Devil in the radio station. Yeah.
I could do an animal voice from the
All right,
Muppets,
boys, water,
really
stay
loud.
Hydrated. That's my sponsor
Wear
for
your
the day.
seatbelts also.
Yeah, that would suck, flying through a windshield. I've done that in GTA 5 before. It's fun to do it in a video game.
Are we talking video games now?
I don't know.
Oh.
We talked about seatbelts, so I figured
Lego
put on a
Star
seatbelt.
Wars.
Lego, that is coming out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
When?
I don't remember. Are
Like
video
June?
games technically media?
Yeah, video games
mass
are media.
Okay.
I don't think they were covered in our comm class.
No, I can see why though.
Yeah,
they're not that big, but they are that big. But
they're big, but not
in the same way. They're more like new media where you pretty much have complete control.
Yeah, they kind of are. They are new media.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Some games are new
Some
media.
games
Some
are
are linear, but you get to do what you want.
Yeah,
but it has
the
a
whole
specific
point of a video
story.
game is control, which is what makes Lovecraft video games extremely difficult to make because you're not in control.
That's deep. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, you want to know what sentence sums up pretty much Lovecraft's writing?
Tell me.
What is infinity?
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So the basis of a Lovecraft game and like Lovecraft in general
is pretty much madness.
You don't have control?
In a way, yeah. Your destiny is pretty much set. You're a doomed character.
Have you ever played a Lovecraft type of game before?
Mm-hmm. I finished one.
Really?
This past December. Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me about it.
Pretty good. And unfortunately, all the endings are not that great.
Oh, so you...
Yeah. It's a lot like Hellboy. It's what you call a doomed hero. He does whatever he can, but his destiny will always catch up to him.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm. Lovecraft, no. Hellboy has a lot of Lovecraft and...
Inspiration.
Lovecraft inspiration. Also Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, lots of it.
Edgar Allan Poe, he wrote about like TB, right?
Yeah, he wrote about the fall of the House of Usher, which I wrote a paper on. And it was also quoted in a Hellboy book, which I later wrote a paper on Hellboy. So that was wild.
Tying it all in.
I know, right? It all ties together.
It's like the MCU of literature.
Yeah. Which is why I love Hellboy so much. It's great literature.
Honestly, the MCU of literature is a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, though. Not the movie, the comic book by Alan Moore, which gets a lot crazier.
I haven't even read that.
Yeah, it's got like Invisible Man and like I don't know. I know the movie has like Tom Sawyer and stuff in it, I think, and like a bunch of other characters. And like I looked it up and it was talking about like Invisible Man. It was weird.
Oh wow.
But then again, Alan Moore, weird guy. Comic books are media.
Yeah, comic books are media.
Been reading any comics lately?
I've been reading the Transformers line. IDW rebooted their universe in January or February of last year.
Okay.
It's been pretty good. They started a spin-off series halfway through the year called Transformers Galaxies.
Okay.
That'll be arcs overall certain characters. Like the first 4 issues of the Galaxies line were about the Constructicons.
So it's like it takes a specific spotlight on certain things in the universe.
Like the next arc will be about Cliff Jumper.
Okay.
And then it'll be like RC and
how he
Ultramanus.
dies all the time?
And I don't think he's dying yet.
Okay.
I'm not
great.
sure.
Because everything I've seen Cliff Jumper and he just, boom.
Yeah. Cliff Jumper deserves better. But I know there's a
comic... Oh, you mean Red Bumblebee?
Yeah, there's a comic book cover actually for his arc that has him signing autographing photos of Bumblebee. He looks very annoyed by it. He's like, I'm not Bumblebee, I'm Red.
I'm Red Bumblebee.
Red Bumblebee.
Dude, what if he changed his name to that in the comics?
He wouldn't do that. Cliff Jumper wouldn't do that. But I know back in the 80s, they what's the word? They produced the Bumblebee mode. No, yeah. Bumblebee mold, but red. And they produced the Cliff Jumper mold, but yellow. And they were not actual separate characters. They just did that to make the line look bigger.
Oh, so basically just, hey, look, kids, more toys. And it's so expansive.
He basically came to be known as Bumble Jumper, but there's 2 versions of Bumble Jumper. There's the yellow Cliff Jumper and the red Bumblebee. Because the Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee molds are slightly different.
Don't you mean the yellow Bumblebee and red Bumble Jumper?
No, it was the Cliff Jumper mold painted yellow and the Bumblebee mold painted red. They're 2 different molds.
Oh.
The engineering is exactly the same, but their molds were completely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
vehicle
modes were different.
Bumblebee's a rounded car.
Yeah, and Cliff Jumper's kind of like a
Cliff Jumper
car.
has a spoiler on the back of his.
Got it. Yeah.
He's also more boxish.
Cool.
Yep.
That's unique.
Mm-hmm. The 80s were weird.
80s were weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of the 80s, I watched something from the 80s recently.
Oh, we rolling into our next segment?
We're rolling into the next segment.
Oh, this is all coming together.
I found a really good segue.
This is all coming together.
I know. What kind of media have we been into recently? Any type. Books, games, movies,
You were
TV
starting
shows?
it off. You go first.
I was starting it off. The 80s.
The 80s.
A little movie came out in the 80s, directed by none other than Ridley Scott, director of Alien.
I love Alien.
Never seen it. It's on the list, though. It's on the wish list of watches.
I have it. 2 copies.
Okay. I'm interested. Thank you for that. I'm gonna hit you up later. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ridley Scott directed this little film called Blade Runner, starring Harrison Ford as
Indiana
Richard
Jones.
Deckard.
Yeah.
Richard Deckard?
Richard
No.
Deckard.
No, that's not his name.
We named the dog Richard.
His last name's Deckard, and they just call him Deckard throughout the whole movie.
We
but
named the dog Richard.
Blade Runner is a sci-fi film about a really crappy, highly advanced future.
That sounds like cyberpunk.
It's kind of like cyberpunk,
I'd
except
say it is cyberpunk. I think it's one of the examples.
Except cyberpunk has humans with modifications. Blade Runner, humans really don't have modifications. At least in the first movie. I haven't seen 2049.
Mm-hmm.
But there's things called replicants. So also kind of like Detroit Become Human.
Still.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Advertising everywhere. And most of the companies actually...
That's pretty much cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is pretty much... The core of cyberpunk is the evils of capitalism, but they've grown to... It's basically
that's a part of Blade Runner.
Basically,
that's a big part of
big
Blade
cancer
Runner.
that
because like in the back you see a lot of companies, which a lot of them actually went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the back you can see like Atari and stuff.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, which did not go out of business, but it almost did in the 80s because of New Coke.
The companies basically rule the civilization or something.
Kind of. They don't get too much into that because the story is focused around these things called replicants, which are humans that are biogenetically engineered and like they only live for like 4 years, but it's focused on, I think it's like 3 or 4 replicants.
4.
And they kill some people and escape like a colony planet.
Oh.
Because like basically what they do is they build them on Earth, yet they're outlawed on Earth. So like they're illegal on Earth, and they send them to these colony planets to be like slave labor and stuff. So these 4 like kill people and still a transport, and basically come to Earth. And they're trying to find their creator because they want to live more than 4 years.
That makes sense.
And it's up to big Harrison Ford as Deckard.
Deckard.
Who is a Blade Runner. And Blade Runner's a specific unit of police that hunt down replicants.
Huh.
So Deckard, it's his job to basically go and get them.
Well, don't tell us how it ends.
I'm not going to tell you how it ends. I'm just giving you the basic plot. It was in the 80s. So I would be lenient, like early 80s.
Early 80s? Okay.
83, 84? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Either shortly before Return of the Jedi or after Return of the Jedi. But basically, Deckard, it's his job to hunt them down. And stuff ensues. Watching it, it's a really cool world. And you get some really cool shots. Because, like, there's these things called spinners, I think. And those are the flying cars. And those are really cool to see flying around. It takes place in L.A. If you think L.A.'s bad now, you better hope Blade Runner doesn't happen in the future.
Oh, boy.
Because it's a mega city.
You haven't seen RoboCop.
I think it's even worse than RoboCop, honestly.
Probably is. Detroit got bad.
L.A. and Blade Runner is nothing but buildings.
Yeah, that's worse. Worse in a different way.
Yeah, I don't know. I was talking to a guy, and he said it might have been like I was talking to him about Blade Runner, and he said it takes place in like a future where some nuclear stuff happened. So that could be another reason it's even crappy.
Okay, yeah. Nuclear warfare makes everything crappy.
So yeah, so he hunts them. It's his job to hunt them down. Does he? Does he not? I'm not gonna tell you.
Watch the movie.
But essentially, the movie is like cool with the world it builds. As I said,
world building,
some good shots and whatnot. But it's also got some really weird stuff in it. Like, I need to watch it again, and I think it was a good movie. Like, I feel it was a good movie. I liked it. I liked what it presented to me and stuff. And I actually really dig the ending of it. But it's also got a lot of weird that I'm like, I know this requires probably like multiple viewings unless you're like just on it with
unless
like...
if you're like Last Jedi person, it's like, I understand reality.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Whoa.
But, gosh, I'm going to have a hard time sitting down and watching it again.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm also intrigued by it, so I might. Maybe after I watch 2049, I'll watch the first one again. By the way, if you're like, where'd you watch this? It's on Netflix, Blade Runner, the final cut. So it's like Ridley Scott's full Imagine vision. Because Blade Runner was one of those like 80s movies that had like 20 different cuts because of like the studio this and the director this. So there's like a theatrical cut, a director's cut,
Not
a
that
studio
that doesn't
cut.
still happen though.
Oh no, it
still happens.
It's still a problem.
Yeah.
It's just like now you end up with usually 2 cuts instead of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like the third Alien movie.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one yet.
I've heard that like there's one that's better than the other. I don't know. Look it up to see which cut to watch.
I've heard Alien 3 is like...
Alien 3 is where it goes off the rails.
Yeah, I've heard Alien 3 is like the sequel trilogy for Alien.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back to Blade Runner. Good. If I were to rate it like on a 10-point scale, 7 out of 10. Excuse me.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Maybe it goes up upon future viewings if I watch it again.
I always add a point for how much I enjoyed it. So, like...
Yeah, it's still a 7 out of 10.
Still a 7, okay.
Because, so like, watching it, there was a part where I got hyped, And then that part was over really quickly.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, we're back to the weird stuff.
Oh, boy.
But, like, I don't know. The ending was good. That one part where I was like, oh, it's all coming together now was good. And then there's just some weird bits in there.
It's like a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, definitely. I don't know. It's this thinking man's sci-fi.
Thinking man's sci-fi.
Yeah.
They used to be Star Wars.
Intellectual sci-fi.
Intellectual.
So, like, layers with it.
It's like an ogre.
Yeah. It's in Blade Runner, the final cut, is an onion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I watched.
Yeah. That was in the 80s?
Yeah, 80s.
Okay, well...
So it's coming out with a lot of good sci-fi movies.
Yeah, the 80s had lots of good sci-fi movies.
It did.
Yep, even 1986 had a good one. But fast forwarding to the 90s, I've been watching for the first time all the way through Beast Wars Transformers.
Beast Wars.
Beast Wars. It's one of the most obscure... It's the most obscure Transformers cartoon, probably. But it probably has the best writing out of all of them.
Really?
Yeah, because
Even Prime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The second season does, at least. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm still in the first season. But I got one episode left on the first season, and...
How's that first season been?
First season's been pretty great. It's a little rough at the beginning, but it irons itself out, and there's some really good episodes. The two-parter episodes are probably the best episodes.
Okay. Yeah.
And but I know at the beginning of the show, there's a character named Dinobot who's on the bad guys' side, which are known as Predacons instead of Decepticons, and he decides to challenge Megatron to a fight to become the leader of the Predacons, but he fails and gets banished. So he goes and joins the Autobot side, which are known as Maximals.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a really interesting...
They all transform into animals.
Yeah, they all
hence the name Beast Wars.
Yeah, hence the name Beast Wars. Optimus turns into a gorilla.
Isn't he called Optimus Primal?
Yeah, his name's Optimus Primal.
Oh, cheeky.
He's cool, though.
Okay. Isn't there a shark transformer?
I haven't gotten to him yet. I'm pretty sure his name's Depth Charge. No. He's a manta ray. Skybite's the shark. But there's also Rhinox, who's a rhino, Cheetor, Rat Trap. Those are pretty obvious.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Dinobot. He's a velociraptor.
Okay.
And there's also Tigatron.
So what's the general, plot of it?
General plot of it. The first few episodes, there's this thing called the Golden Disc.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much just a MacGuffin.
Okay.
But I think eventually it ends up being... It has some relevance to this alien species that doesn't have a physical form.
Okay.
And later on in the season, you learn that there's a floating island.
Okay, floating island.
There's a floating island at one point.
Like the Blue People Avatar?
No, kind of. There's a big pillar and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. It's pretty much set up as a test to test sentient life on other planets. And Tigatron figures this out, and that leads to them discovering the existence of an alien species that has no physical form. They're pretty much energy beings known as the VOK. V-O-K.
Okay.
Yeah. And
this is wild for Transformers.
Yeah, like I've said, Beast Wars
is different.
It sinks its teeth into the lore of the Transformers universe.
Okay.
Mostly because it made...
So why do they transform? Aren't they back in time or something?
Yeah, what happens is the very beginning of the show, the Maximals are an exploration group leaving Cybertron.
Okay.
And I don't remember why the Predacons leave Cybertron, but they do. And somehow... Well, Cybertron then takes place 300 years after the original show. Okay. And what happens is they're going through space on an exploration mission, and they get sucked through a temporal portal. They end up back in time, and they land on prehistoric Earth. And this is prehistoric Earth where there's lots of energon, and it's pretty much radiation. So if they stay in robot form for too long, they will die.
Dang.
From energon radiation, pretty much.
Basically... getting too much of that energon.
Yeah. And so they have to find alternate forms. So they have to find alternate forms on this planet, so they scan their area that their ship is in, and they pick up all these biological life forms. Okay. And they turn into those. As long as they're in beast form, they should be fine.
All right.
Yeah. And I haven't finished the last episode yet, but I know the VOK at one point talk to Optimus Primal, and they take the form of Unicron.
Okay, that's something. I've seen clips from it. How was the adjustment to the animation?
The adjustment to the animation, it's not that bad, seeing as how I've watched the other show Mainframe Studios produced, which was Reboot.
Okay,
It's the
cool.
same animation, so I'm used to it.
That 90s CGI.
For me, it's pretty much a 90s Reboot nostalgia trip,
Okay.
especially for Reboot, because I love Reboot. Where I watched this was on Tubi TV, the app.
Okay.
It's completely free, and it has every Transformers animated show on it.
Okay, that's cool.
So I
Tubi
watch.
TV if you want to watch Transformers animated shows.
Oh yeah, you got the original show, and you got the early 2000 animes, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, all sorts of stuff.
Prime?
Prime is on there. It got
Heck
added
yeah.
recently.
That's my favorite Transformers media.
It's pretty good.
Okay, so Beast Wars.
Beast Wars. I also read. I'm still reading The Case of Charles Dexter Ward.
All right, so isn't that a Lovecraft?
Yeah, it's a Lovecraft story.
Okay, cool.
It's about
Big
this.
HP.
It's pretty much a detective looking through the accords of medical files and stuff. Basically, Charles Dexter Ward found something that's connected to one of his ancestors.
Okay.
It might be his ancestor. I'm not sure yet. But it drove him mad, and it also caused him to grow fish-like attributes.
Oh, so like Abe from Hellboy, or like
Kind
Shape
of,
Water?
but not in a good way.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like that one Disney
yeah.
Channel movie where the kid's turning into a mermaid.
Kind of. He gets inducted into a hospital at one point. That's where the story picks up, and he
What
jumps out
kind
of
of hospital? Like,
mental hospital.
oh,
Yeah, like it
you're
opens.
a fish man. You've gone crazy.
Yeah, it opens up with
When was H.P. Lovecraft alive?
20s, 30s.
20s, 30s.
40s,
Okay, so
yeah.
medicine was still a little
Yeah, medicine
whack.
was still a little loopy. But how it opens is this dude has escaped, or disappeared more like it, from the mental hospital. Basically, he jumped out of a window that was 60 stories high. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Willett was the doctor overlooking him, and
Yeah.
he hasn't said a whole lot about him.
Yeah.
But the doctor has 2 hideous results from... He just has hideous results. That's all the book told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's ominous.
I'm on the second part, which is titled an antecedent, which is an event that happens prior to something,
Okay.
and a horror.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at currently in that.
It's like it's called altogether an antecedent and an horror.
And a horror, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So like it's something in the past that was horrific.
Yeah, the second part goes over Joseph Kerwin, which is the ancestor that
oh,
Dexter Ward
that crazy
came
dude,
across. Yeah.
Fishman.
And Joseph Kerwin has somehow lived for a really long time. Something to do with him being an alchemist, and he found the Philosopher's Stone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I know, though.
Like Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone?
It's the Philosopher's Stone.
So that's just, yeah, Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
You know, if anything taught me that the Philosopher's Stone was more than just Harry Potter, it was The Flash Season 3.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know it was in that.
Yeah. Something happens with it. I don't remember.
I know it's able to turn any substance into gold or silver, and it also has properties to prolong life. So
That's something.
I've pretty much pieced that together myself, that the dude's lived from the beginning of the 1800s to the 1860s.
Okay.
Without
cool.
aging a day.
That's neat. I feel like that's something. I don't know what to think about that, but that's a cool thing. So Fishman,
Yep.
why is he Fishman? You don't know yet?
I don't know yet. I'm only on the
You think
second.
you'll ever know?
Probably.
Or is it going to be one of those just left unsolved things?
I don't know. I'm on the second part out of 5, so
Okay. Cool. That's cool.
pretty cool.
Anything else?
No.
No?
I read his Azathoth story, which is over 100 years old.
As a hoo-ha?
Azathoth. He's the big god of the other gods, older gods, something. Basically, we are his dream.
Really?
If he wakes up, we're all gone.
I'm going to go wake him up.
Yeah, basically, reality as we know it is Azathoth's dream.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's a cool concept.
And the whole Azathoth story.
I don't know. When you said Azathoth, I was like, isn't that a spell that Raven cast in like Teen Titans?
No,
or
that's
something?
Azarath.
Azarath.
But she probably has Lovecraftian influences. There's also
Yeah.
my favorite Lovecraft monster, whose name is Yog-Sothoth.
Yogg-Sothoth? What's with all
Yogg-Sothoth.
these Thoths? Are they related?
Yes.
Like bros, cousins?
I think Yog-Sothoth
Stepbros?
is Azathoth's son or grandson.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite one is Nyarlathotep.
Okay.
Nyarlathotep. He's basically the Loki of
Say that one more time.
Nyarlathotep.
Nyarlathotep.
Yeah. Lathotep.
Tep.
Nyarlathotep.
Nyarlathotep.
He's basically the Loki of the Lovecraftian gods.
Okay, that's neat. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
You on a Lovecraft kick?
I have been for a while. I've got a whole board game about it. Pretty awesome.
What's it called?
Arkham Horror.
Arkham Horror?
Yeah. The whole point is that...
Oh, is he the guy who wrote the Arkham Sanitarium book?
Probably.
Okay.
I think so.
Because, like, I remember watching a YouTube video, like, years ago. And this guy was talking about, like, Arkham Asylum and what it's based off of. And it's based off of this Arkham Sanitarium.
There's Arkham Asylum is on that game board. It's part of that game. Because it takes place in the city of Arkham, Massachusetts. Which is a fictional place. Yeah, but the whole concept is that you have an Ancient One card, which are the big monsters, and you have to work with your other players to keep them from waking up. And if they do wake up, you either fight it or you lose the game.
All right. Cool. I guess we're done consuming new media.
I guess, yeah.
New media?
New media.
Oh yeah, we're watching the social. We're watching the Social Network and class.
Oh yeah. That's been pretty good.
Mark Wahlberg is really
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg
created
created Facebook.
He's not in that movie.
Hey man, I created Facebook. I'm Mark Wahlberg.
I thought it was Jesse Eisenberg.
It was Jesse Eisenberg. Hey, they both end with Berg.
True.
Two totally different people though. Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
I mixed up. I put the Berg from Eisenberg with Mark Wahlberg, and I took the Mark from Big Zuck. Oh my God, Zuckerberg has a Berg at the end of his name too.
The Big Zuck.
Zuckerberg, Wahlberg, and Eisenberg. If they get together, we're doomed.
Hamburg.
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Yeah.
Hamburger.
Oh boy.
Dead meme.
You know what is coming up next?
What?
State of the Star Wars fandom address.
Oh, that's mostly you.
I know it's mostly me.
I'm checking my email.
Check your email, sir. Are you checking to see if we're out of class tomorrow?
Yeah.
Whoa,
I
chair.
haven't seen anything.
All right. I want you to help me recap what's gone down in Star Wars recently.
Okay.
We're a whole sequel trilogy down. 3 movies. 7, 8, and 9 down.
Oh, boy.
Those sure were divisive, weren't they?
Yeah, and Solo is kind of divisive depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, and we're 2 spin-off movies down.
Yeah.
And
I personally think they were good.
I think the spin-off movies were good too. Honestly, if I think about it, I kind of like the spin-off movies more than the sequel trilogy.
I do. At least the spin-offs make sense.
Yeah, that's true. So we're a whole sequel trilogy down, 2 spin-offs down, and now a TV series.
Ooh.
The
Good
Mandalorian.
TV series.
Mando. Yeah, I liked Mando.
Mando is cool. Baby
It was
Yoda's
good.
also pretty awesome.
Baby Yoda's pretty cool.
Baby Yoda.
I'm excited for season
Cara
2.
Dune, though.
Cara
Cara Dune
Dune,
is
they were,
pretty cool.
you know, Cara Dune's cool, but keep her in the Mandalorian. Because they're talking about like spin-off shows. I'm like,
That's
like
just-
for characters in the Mandalorian. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's just called like. I know people are like oversaturation of the market of Star Wars and stuff. I'm just like, no. I'm like, yeah, but people are liking what they're putting out. Like, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
Mando was good.
yeah. Fallen Order. I've heard that was
Fallen
good.
Order. I need to play that.
I know that when the Clone Wars trailer came out, everybody went ballistic
Clone
over it.
Wars. We're gonna get to that at the end of this.
Yeah.
Clone
Wars trailer versus Rise of Skywalker trailer.
One was definitely better than the other.
One went ballistic.
Yeah, that's true. One had mostly thumbs up, and one was,
Let's go.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, spin-off series for the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Like
no, that's
someone
just,
was like, Cara Dune could get her own spin-off series. I said,
that's just
I really
Disney.
don't care because it's just gonna be her fighting with a bunch of other rebels.
Yeah, that's just.
It's like if it comes out and it's not good and it's just not interesting,
I don't
cool.
th- I don't
But if it
think
comes out and knocks our socks off, cool.
I don't think they're gonna do it because that's just Disney being like, "Hey, Mandalorian was cool. Let's make more stuff."
I
off
think
of
it's
that.
just kind of like them being like, hey, you like shows? There's gonna be more.
Yeah,
So, because we already got the Obi-Wan and Cassian Andor show.
yeah.
I'm
I hope,
hyped for
I hope we
Obi-Wan.
don't get.
On the
too fast.
horizon for the Star Wars fandom, we have the final season of Clone Wars coming out.
Ooh.
Which I wish it could have been extended a little longer. That way we got a little bit more of some of the unreleased episodes.
Yeah, more.
Instead of just like specific ones.
We're only getting 12.
Yeah. Kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
But hey,
It's overlapping.
at least we're getting it.
It's overlapping with Revenge of the Sith. We know that for sure.
That's going to be unique.
And you know the Darth Maul and Ahsoka duel is using motion capture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that back
Ray-
when the first trailer released, I think.
Ray Park is doing the mocap for Darth Maul.
I'm excited. It's going to be a bomb Star Wars fight. If it's not,
it's going to be...
It's going to be a good lightsaber
It's
fight.
going to be the conclusion of the Skywalker saga.
Clone Wars? It honestly probably is.
Yeah, think about it.
Because it's the last thing to do with
What do the sequels have
Skywalker.
anything to do with the Skywalker?
Luke Skywalker does stuff and be mean.
And he dies.
I know.
And then we got Ben Dimson.
Ben, did you hear about that alternate ending for Rise of Skywalker?
I don't really care at this point.
I don't know. Apparently, there was an alternate ending where Rey died and Ben lived and took the Skywalker name.
I'm suddenly intrigued.
Yeah, one of the Knights of Ren said, one of the guys who played the Knights of Ren. One of them. I don't remember what.
I don't know.
It's on a podcast.
Who are the
somewhere.
Knights
Just look
of
it
Ren
up.
anyways?
They some dudes
Read a
that
comic
did about
book.
nothing. Read a comic book.
Read a comic
yeah.
book.
But let's get to the matter at hand.
Mm-hmm.
The address to the state of the Star Wars fandom.
Oof.
All right, here we go. Star Wars fandom. You were divided by The Last Jedi. And then at the following Star Wars celebration, people were mad about Solo, I think.
Probably.
I don't know. People were mad about Solo.
It lost
But-
money.
I think it was like Celebration last year, 2019, when they showed the Rise of Skywalker trailer. It kind of brought people together because it was a very neutral trailer. That teaser where at the end
It was.
Palpatine laughed. It's a very neutral trailer. It got me re-interested in it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. Rise of Skywalker. Not Rise of Skywalker. Last Jedi was kind of a hard
Yeah,
Hard
especially...
movie for me. Because I
Especially for-
walked out of it and I was like, yeah, that was a good Star Wars movie.
It's especially...
And then over time, it just kept breaking me down.
It's especially hard for Luke Skywalker fans, I've noticed. And Luke's your favorite, isn't he?
Luke's my favorite
Yeah,
character. Yeah.
exactly. It's the-
Walking out of it, I was like, at least he got a cool end. And
Yeah.
then I started thinking on it. I was like, oh, he could have been
He could have been Legends
so much
Luke.
better. Yeah, Legends Luke
Legends
is good.
Luke. He's
Legends Luke
he's
is-
so awesome.
Legends Luke is the Luke
Yeah,
we
when-
deserve,
when there's-
but
when
not
there's-
the one we needed.
When there's
That's
when
what
there's
Ryan
trouble
Johnson
in
would
the galaxy,
say.
Legends Luke would see to it himself personally.
But hey, I personally didn't like Last Jedi. You definitely didn't like Last Jedi.
I didn't like it.
But if you like it, you like it.
Yeah.
That's where we're going with
Yeah,
this.
I have a pretty hot opinion about the prequels. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You got some controversial
I-
opinions
yeah.
about the prequels.
it's not that bad, but
Oh, it's controversial.
it's controversial though.
like, dude, you're gonna be on the headline. You're gonna be on the National Enquirer.
Should I tell them now or wait for it?
Just wait for it.
I'll
wait for it. We'll drop that bombshell when we're talking
It's
to
a bombshell.
somebody. Because, like, me and you both know, and my reaction is cool.
Cool.
I like that. You like that.
Yeah,
We'll drop it on some
it
guest.
has to do with Padme.
Whoa.
Well, and her contrast between two movies.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much the
I
main.
thought you were just about to say, yeah, Padme's hot. And I was like, I mean,
well,
everybody
I'm
knew
not
that.
going to turn that down, but
Okay. Cool. But
yeah,
where
still.
we're headed with
Yeah.
this state of address to Star Wars fans.
Mhm.
Star Wars, to me and Brannon, is a big part of our fandom, I'd say.
Big part of my family.
Big part of his family.
Yeah.
Kind of a part of my family, too, because my cousin was like the first experience I really had with Star Wars, I think, that I can really remember of is like I think I knew of it, and like I was like Star Wars and stuff.
Star Wars.
So it was probably like I probably watched them before Revenge of the Sith came out.
Mhm.
But I didn't remember much. But then Revenge of the Sith came out, and I think Revenge of the Sith was the first movie I ever tried to see in theaters. Here's 2005, like 3 or 4 year old little me watching Palpatine do a 360 over a desk while screaming like a madman. I couldn't handle it. I think we bounced around in a theater to like 3 different screenings of Revenge of the Sith in one day because I just couldn't handle the theater experience.
Jeez.
And like my parents were like, we want him to see a movie. We took him. He was excited. And I think we just kind of ended up walking out, and they were like, he was too young.
Oof.
And I think I really sat down and watched the original trilogy after that. Mm-hmm. And that really got me into it. My cousin would tell me all kinds of stories about, because my cousin grew up with the original trilogy and what is now known as Legends. Mm-hmm. So he would tell me all kinds of cool little tidbits and stuff.
That's what my mom and my dad and all 4 of my uncles grew up with.
Legends.
And the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good thing to grow up with. Yeah, the original trilogy.
Like, you know the big AT-AT, the vintage AT-AT that my mom has? Yeah. And the ATST? Yeah, that was her older brother's.
That's cool.
Yeah. Most of the Star Wars
was. I love that. But original trilogy, grew up with that, because Palpatine 360ing over a desk and killing a bunch of people just wasn't for me at like 3 or 4 years old. Nowadays, I'm like, you go, Palpy. Go Sheev. Go Sheev.
Go Senate.
Heck yeah, the Senate.
The Senate.
But, yeah, that's where I came up with Star Wars. And then, Clone Wars came out, and that was really big for me. Mm-hmm. Because I was the right age for it. I was like 8 when it came out.
Clone Wars was the bomb.
Clone Wars is, and always will be a bomb.
The bomb.
Heck yeah, Clone Wars.
Oh yeah. So you got like a formal address you want to make?
Kind of. It's informal, but also formal.
The whole
I'm leading up to it. I'm talking about my background.
Background. We gotta have backstory.
Backstory. Learn from it. Sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So. And then, like, Clone Wars came out, and dear Lord, if I wasn't a Clone Wars fan, I tell you, I wanted about every Clone Wars figure. I was so bummed that I never got that, like, second half of the Clone Wars Ahsoka figure, where, like, she was a little bit older. Because I was like, I got my Anakin and Obi-Wan that, like, got the outfit change. I need the Ahsoka.
They don't change throughout the entire series, but...
No, the outfit change.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah. Obi-Wan goes from like, I got a clone armor, bro, to I'm wearing my Jedi robes and I just got clone gauntlets.
Hello there.
And Anakin says, I got a little bit longer hair and I'm wearing my Revenge of the Sith outfit and I just got 1 extra glove.
Wait, when does he lose the Vader chest plate?
The outfit changes for all of them happen in season 3. Either early or mid-season.
Okay. Because I always liked that the chest plate he had was pretty much the Vader chest plate.
Yeah, that was cool. I watched Clone Wars. I got bummed out when it didn't. I got bummed out because they changed it from like Friday nights to Saturday mornings, and I used to never wake up in time because it was like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Cartoon Network loved to do that with good shows. They'd put it in like early of Saturday morning. They did it with all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, no, they still do it now. 7 or 8 in the morning. Yeah. New Clone Wars episodes are airing.
Robots in Disguise came on at like 6 in the morning.
No kid is waking up at 6 in the morning to watch cartoons.
And they've got a current Transformer show on.
Maybe little kids, but like, I was in middle school when they did that change to the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
In middle school, you know what you do in middle school? Big sleep.
Yep. Pretty sure Cyberverse is on at 6 in the morning too. But
what is Cyberverse?
It's their newest cartoon on Cartoon Network.
Oh.
Yeah. But they're
just canning another show already.
No, it actually airs on YouTube too.
Okay, so they're like digital aging it.
Yeah.
Cool. But I was bummed out when I couldn't catch up on Clone Wars. Then I found out about On Demand for free. So like I kind of caught up. And then, Clone Wars got canceled. And I was really bummed out about that.
Dark time.
And, Disney bought Star Wars and the trade-off was Clone Wars dies and you get 7, 8, and 9. And at the time I was like...
And Rebels. Don't forget Rebels.
Well, Rebels wasn't really announced when Disney bought Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
That was like a year after, I think.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
I think Rebels came out in 2014.
Rebels is still good, though.
Hey, when Rebels came out, you know what I did?
What?
I hated it because of that Clone Wars resentment.
Yeah.
And now I'm nearing the end of watching it for like the first time sitting down and watching it.
Yeah, just wait till the last episode.
It wraps up some Clone Wars stuff
Yep.
which I think is going to feel even better with this final season that's coming out. But Rebels is actually a good show. Give it a watch if you're a Star Wars
at least
fan.
the second season. And,
the first season, I actually do like it.
Yeah, the first season's good, I'm sure.
I don't know, because I like the 2 seasons that I feel like actually have a better story. Maybe not better episodes, but better story are seasons 1 and seasons 4, because they have less episodes, so they have less like filler to deal with. Because the thing about Rebels is it's not like Clone Wars, where Clone Wars has like this expansive war going on and they can tell all kinds of different stories.
Yeah.
Rebels is a singular
Group of rebels
going through in between
trying
episodes.
not to get their heads
3
ripped
and
off
4.
by the Empire.
Pretty much.
Big Thrawn.
Yeah. That's he cool. He cool.
Thrawn
But,
cool. Oh boy.
Rebels is good, and then
Mendo?
Force Awakens came out.
Oh yeah, Force Awakens.
And you know what that did? That set the
What?
world on fire.
Oh, it did.
Everybody was like, Force Awakens is the bomb.com.
Yeah, Star Wars came back, and it came back as an unstoppable juggernaut.
And then, you had some naysayers. But the naysayers for Force Awakens were very,
Very, very,
vocal minority
yeah.
when it came out.
I didn't even hear them.
I
wasn't really
I
on it.
didn't know anybody hated it, honestly.
But they,
And then,
Mm.
2016,
oh boy.
they drop another hot album with Rogue One.
Oh,
Rogue One was a little bit more divisive.
it was?
It was more like a 80-20 split.
Oh,
On like
okay.
80% liked it, 20% were like,
Eh?
I didn't care.
I love
and
Rogue
the problems with Rogue One wasn't like I hated the movie, it broke the canon. It was mostly like I didn't care about the characters.
Oh.
And that's what I've gotten. That's what my friends have told me.
Oh.
I didn't care about the characters.
Wait, have you seen it?
What, Rogue One?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Rogue One.
Okay.
I watched it like 4 times in theaters.
Oh, that I should have done that. I love Rogue One. I really
I like
do.
it too. Upon a recent rewatching, I was like, I can definitely understand I didn't care about the characters. I wasn't invested in them.
That's weird
thing.
because I actually care about Jen Erso.
I kind of care about her. And like, what I really like about the movie is because I'm a big Star Wars nerd. I'm like, I just like the story.
Yeah.
Like the characters I like, and like they're simple, so that's cool. And I like Chirrut. Not Chirrut. Yeah, Chirrut.
Chirrut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chirrut and Baze are cool. K2SO is the bomb.
Yeah, K2 Cassian Andor. K2SO.
Jen
That's
is
gonna be a
probably
cool
my
series.
favorite character out of the whole movie.
Yeah, she's
Jen is
cool.
pretty awesome.
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite character because I didn't really attach to one of them. I think Chirrut would be mine. I just like the whole blind, kind of force sensitive, kind of not.
Using all the force points and everything.
Yeah.
I like
But-
how the game lines up with the RPG game from the 80s.
Yeah. That's cool.
It does.
But Rogue One, good. Liked it. Then 2017 hit. And the Titanic hit an iceberg.
It's split in half, literally.
Yeah. Last Jedi got dropped. Everybody was like, man, this album about to be fire.
It spawned a whole subreddit.
Oh god, it did?
It did. Saltier
I'm
Than
not a
Crate.
Redditor.
Saltier Than Crate started solely because of that movie.
Oh, well, okay.
It's named after Crate.
Yeah. But Last Jedi, that was a movie that happened.
Yep.
I didn't like it. And when I first walked out of it, I was kind of in denial saying, oh, it was a good movie. And over time, I was like, I don't think I liked that.
Oh, boy.
And then, like, Solo came. I didn't even see Solo in theaters. I did a disservice to myself because I think Solo is a pretty good movie.
Why did you not see it?
Didn't care.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't care. I was like, Solo, and then the last movie wasn't too good.
Yeah.
Infinity War is still in theaters while Solo is out.
Oh.
So I just went and probably saw Infinity War again.
Okay. We went to see Solo because my mom's a big Han Solo fan, so.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And as a Han Solo movie, I thought it was pretty good.
I would have seen it if I just kind of wasn't like, wow, Last Jedi bummed me out. I think I might. Last Jedi honestly sent me on a break from Star Wars. Like, I kept up with it, but
it did that for a lot.
I didn't actively consume Star Wars. And
Yep.
so I didn't see Solo in theaters, but when I eventually watched it, it was either 2018 or it was 2018. Like, it was on DVD at this point. I watched it and I said, that was fairly good.
It's pretty good.
That's
pretty good.
That's, I like it better than Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I liked how everything came together in the end. It was like a heist movie almost.
Yeah, which is very Han Solo, I thought.
Heck yeah.
Made the castle
And then
run.
2019 came around. Celebration happened. We heard the Senate cackle at the end of the Rise of Skywalker teaser.
Ooh.
And then he came out and said,
oh boy,
roll it again.
Oh yeah.
And they did.
Ooh.
And I was like, Palpatine's back. Well, that's something. Okay, after Snoke was totally nothing but a knockoff Palpatine
Your
that got
Snoke
killed.
theory sucks, by the way.
Every Snoke theory sucked. Because nobody saw Snoke being a nobody and getting killed in 5 seconds being
Yeah.
a legit thing. Because
Somebody
it's
made
kinda
stickers that
unreasonable.
said that. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think his name is like
Ugh.
Steel Wars.
Yes, something.
He's got T-shirts and stuff.
So why did he make those?
I don't know.
Why
Because
did-
he was just like,
Ugh.
I don't think any of us know what Snoke is. So then some of the theories were getting ridiculous at
That's
that
true.
point.
Yeah.
So like, I think it's a funny gag.
Oh, yep.
He
but-
cashed in.
Yeah, he cashed in. Did it for the meme.
Did it for the meme.
But then,
Rise of Skywalker came out.
yeah.
And I watched it. I said, it was better than Last Jedi.
It was definitely more enjoyable. It had good parts.
It had good parts.
Like,
it had some dumb parts.
It had some really dumb parts.
It had some mediocre parts.
My least favorite thing about it is how MacGuffin driven it is.
It is.
And not in a good
it's
way.
It's just like...
Now, the first movie,
It's
Star
kind of like
Wars.
a bad Indiana Jones movie with the MacGuffins.
Yeah.
It's like, so what if the Ark of the Covenant led to the eggs from Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
And the eggs from Temple of Doom unlocked the temple that the Holy Grail was kept in.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
But thought it was okay. And then we get here. We're on this podcast. And I'm giving...
Base boosted Force Lightning.
I'm getting... That was... I the first time, the second time I watched it, I had to keep myself from laughing.
I did laugh.
Especially the first time, I was like, oh my God, they did not just do that. Really? Okay, that's a bold choice.
I thought it was funny when Kylo Ren fell on his face.
When did he do that?
Like when after he crawls out of the hole.
He falls on his face through that whole movie.
That's
Kinda.
a good point. I mean, like, Rey is, like, powerful.
Whenever he
woman.
takes his helmet off, he falls. Or does something.
Does something stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought the helmet back, and then he puts it on a couple times, and then he just keeps taking it off.
He looks cooler with the mask on. Should have left it on.
Yeah, but,
They should have just kept descending into the darkness.
Hey, they're paying Adam Driver the big bucks right now, so, gotta have his face.
What? Oh, whatever.
Movie stars gotta show their face.
Just move on.
Move on. We're moving on to the address, the actual address. That was kind of just a big off-topic thing talking about my journey with Star Wars, but now we're here. We're on the podcast. Star Wars is a big part of our lives, as we've just mentioned. And I think it'll be a decent part of this podcast.
Yeah.
And here's what I got to say, because Star Wars attracts Star Wars fans, and I think the Star Wars fandom right now is at a little bit of a divide with, like, no, the sequels are great, no, the sequels are fine, no, the sequels are trash and stuff. And I don't want, a lot of fighting to go on.
Yeah.
When, like, here's the thing about Star Wars. If you vibe with it, you vibe with it. You vibe with Phantom Menace, vibe hard. If you like a Star Wars thing, and, like, everybody else is like, oh, that sucks. If you like it, like it. Mm-hmm. Like Brannon mentioned, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna tell what you like.
Me?
Yeah, your favorite prequel.
I think I should do it.
You go ahead.
Oh, go ahead?
Tell them.
Nah, I think we should save it.
Okay,
Wait
you're
for a
saving.
guest.
Brannon vibes hard to one of the least liked Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
But
Probably not
you know,
the one you expect.
probably not the one you expect at all. You vibe hard to Empire. Vibe hard.
I
to
vibe hard to Empire. Too.
I vibe with Return of the Jedi because that's my favorite Star Wars movie. I love that movie. If you vibe Force Awakens, vibe to it. If you
vibe the rehash
to Last Jedi, the most divisive Star Wars movie, if you love it, hate it, love it, or hate it, cool. It's like what Lando said in Solo. I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I accept it. And that's kind of the way the Star Wars fandom needs to go.
Yeah.
That way people will stop
notice
being
how that
salty.
was in the movie that nobody went and saw.
What?
Solo. It lost money. Like a lot of money. Because nobody went and saw it.
It also had some behind the scenes issues.
That too. That didn't help anything.
That sucks.
That didn't
when that
help
happens.
anything at all.
But yeah, that's our little overly long address to the Star Wars fans.
Overly long address.
Because, we had that build up. History with Star Wars. We love it.
Yeah.
We love it, and I hate to see it when people argue about it.
Yep.
Because most of the time it's something stupid.
Sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's not. But it's also like, if you're going to keep on arguing, just, why?
Yeah, I
It's
know
like-
Saltier Than Great's been fairly dry because we basically said everything there is to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saltier Than Crate is now dry as Crate.
Yeah. Well, there's also the fact I haven't been on there in a while.
That's true.
Very often. But it's not a
But
lot
yeah,
of new stuff.
if you vibe with something Star Wars, vibe with it. And that's our little spiel on that. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. But I do accept it. And that's what it is. Legends, vibe with it. If you don't like the sequel trilogy and you don't consider it canon, don't consider it canon. Make up your own stuff.
Make up your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because they made something you hate doesn't mean they take away the thing you love.
Yeah. I went through the Bayverse. I know what this is like.
You are a hardcore Transformers fan, and you went through 5 Michael Bay directed Transformers
10 years
movies.
of
You know this worse than Star Wars.
Although
fans,
I do
actually.
believe Transformers has it better off.
Yeah, because they had 5 sucky movies instead of 6.
There's also the fact that
loved ones.
Transformers is used to rebooting continuities because there are
Yeah,
countless
that's
Transformers
true.
continuities.
Star Wars is just one thing.
And if you mess it
It
up,
had one thing, and then they said,
Yeah.
all that old stuff, it's called Legends. Here's
Yeah.
what's canon.
and rebooting Star Wars isn't easy, but they kind of
No,
did it anyways.
it can't be. Yeah. So many gears turning in that franchise.
Yeah,
But yeah, Star Wars, it's fun.
it's
So-
fun.
What are you anticipating for this year?
Like just anything,
Anything, yeah.
anything. Well, Toy Fair is in about 9 or 8
That's going to be
days.
fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
That's happening. We got Marvel Legends coming.
Marvel
You're big into that.
Legends.
We got the next Earthrise Transformers line coming.
Heck yeah.
We get to see more shots of the Studio Series Devastator, which is
Okay.
a beast.
Yeah.
From Revenge of the Fallen Devastator.
Is he going to have the bing bing?
No, but a third party will probably make them.
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
That. They did that. They did that 10 years ago. They'll do it again.
Heck yeah. I
but-
want my movie accurate Devastator hat.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get more news on the Netflix cartoon for War for Cybertron.
Okay.
That's supposed to happen this year. We haven't gotten any news on it since last Toy Fair from last year. We're hoping to get more on it this year.
It'd be suck if the only news you get is it's delayed. That would be painful.
What else am I looking for? Oh, there's the Dune movie coming out
Dune.
this December.
I know nothing about Dune, but I'm
Dune,
excited.
I know it's a book written in the 60s, and they've been trying to make a movie out of it for about 40 years now.
Oh,
and
they made
it's-
movies.
They've been trying to make good movies out of it. Basically, from what I can tell, what I've read is they've always wanted to do it, but they've never had the time or technology or effort to do it.
Really?
Yeah. It's been mostly a technology constraint and
Yeah.
effort. There were some people that really wanted to do it, but then the time just got away from them and they lost interest.
I saw an interview from the Oscars, I think, red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oscar Isaac is in Dune.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I think some other people, pretty famous people, are.
Timothy Chalamet is.
Maybe I don't know who that is, but okay.
He's a young boy.
Young boy.
Yeah, I think he's I don't know, he one of them young actors.
What else am I looking forward to this year?
Any comic book movies you looking forward to?
Wonder Woman looks pretty good.
WW84.
WW84.
Black Widow.
Black Widow, kind of.
I mean, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I look forward to every Marvel movie at this point. Right now, Black Widow, I have no idea what the plot is.
Yeah.
And
Spy
I'm
movie.
also like, I don't know. It's a little late.
Kind of glad David Harbour's in it because I like David
Yeah,
Harbour.
that's a draw for me at this point.
What,
And
David
he's
Harbour?
yeah, David Harbour as
Oh.
Red Guardian. He's playing a character named Alexei
Yeah.
after what happened in Stranger Things.
He was
season 3.
Hellboy, but then that movie sucked.
Yeah, so he said, "Wow, I need to go to the comic book redemption service, aka Marvel Studios. They redeemed Chris Evans.
It could have been so
They've
cool.
redeemed 2 Human Torches in that universe.
Yeah, they have.
And now Hellboy.
I honestly think the Hellboy movie could have been fine.
If they just didn't cram so much into it.
If they hadn't done the Infinity War, it probably would have been okay.
They did the Infinity War?
Yeah, the story they adapted for the first movie was basically Hellboy's Infinity War.
Well, that's not smart.
It's the climax of his story in the comic books.
That's not smart at all.
No, and then there's the whole what's the word?
Word.
A lot of conflict between the director and the producers to the point that the producers fired his cinematographer
Clashing.
as a power move.
Oh.
They just fired his cinematographer that he had worked on
Wasn't it
countless projects.
Lionsgate who made this?
Yeah.
So Lionsgate was like, stop being so difficult. We got power.
Yeah. And then there's the tree, but I'm not going to go into that right now.
Don't go into it.
Oh,
I've heard it so bad.
It was dumb.
I don't think I'm going to watch that.
You don't want to watch it. It looks good. David Harbour
No, the
was
trailers look good. That first
David
trailer
Harbour-
with the Billy Idol song?
Mm-hmm. Pretty
yeah.
good. David Harbour, I thought, was a great casting choice for Hellboy, especially
David
after...
Harbour's just a good actor.
Yeah, after watching Stranger Things, Hopper is basically Hellboy without the hell attributes.
Heck, man, I saw Hopper's hand start to turn red and get big. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he coming.
Yeah. But then the movie's
Hellboy has a
written...
mustache.
The Hellboy in that movie is not Hellboy.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
So they just said, let's do his biggest storyline, kick it off with a bang, and then we'll do all the small ones.
Yeah.
That's probably
it has
their plan.
like 2 or 3 scenes that set up sequels, and none of them are going to happen.
Yeah, because the movie did terrible.
It lost money, too.
critically and financially.
Yeah.
Made
Made me sad.
Anything else you're looking forward to? Comics, books,
Books.
video games?
Video games. No, not really.
Nothing?
Not really. Like I've said, Transformers is where I'm at. That's what I look forward to most of the time.
Okay.
And they can't make any Transformers video games anymore.
Why?
Their Hasbro's contract with Activision ran out about 2 years ago.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, no new games.
No
they
new.
have smartphone games, don't they?
Yeah, I've got both of those. No new console games, which sucks because their most recent one, Devastation, had a perfect end credit scene to set up for a sequel. It's
Well,
not
dang.
happening. Yeah.
That's just too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm looking forward to Black Widow right now. Sonic the Hedgehog,
Oh yeah, Sonic.
because that'll be a good meme.
Jim Carrey's gonna be great.
That'll just be a good meme.
Oh yeah.
But Black Widow, the Disney Plus Marvel series, Falcon and Winter
yeah,
Soldier and
yeah.
WandaVision, that 30-second TV spot with the Super Bowl got me.
Hype.
That got me hyped a lot. And then like you get one little clip of Loki, but that's coming out next year.
Okay.
WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier this year, and I'm
Wow.
hyped for those. Eternals
Oh yeah,
is the
Eternal.
second Marvel movie for this year. Know nothing about it except that Black Knight is in it, and he's in the modern day, so it's probably gonna be the Dane Whitman Black Knight, and he's like a good guy, and he's like an Avenger and stuff. So I'm like, okay, if he's got a sword and he's got cool armor,
Yeah.
sign me up.
I think I've heard Baby Thanos is supposed to be in it somewhere.
He might be.
It might be.
But it's supposed to be like, I think the point of view characters are going to be Black Knight and this character named Cersei, which I think she might be an Eternal. But it's going to be like them finding out about the Eternals. I think it's based on this like a fairly recent comic book run on the Eternals, like from the 2000s.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I just know. Is Millie Bobby Brown in it? Or
Maybe?
maybe I
She
thought
might
she was
be.
Oh yeah, Ghostbusters. I'm looking forward to Ghostbusters 3.
Oh, Afterlife?
Yeah,
I still gotta watch the first two.
I own both of them.
Okay.
I own lots of movies.
You own a lot of old movies, don't you?
My brother has all 4 RoboCop movies.
I mean, what are the ones that are considered good?
The first 2 and the 4th one.
Okay.
We don't talk about the 3rd one.
Okay, we don't talk about the third one.
Have you ever
RoboCop.
seen Mystery Science Theater 3000?
No.
Oh, well, it's where this dude is on a space station with 2 robots, and they are forced to watch really bad movies and then make jokes about them.
Oh. So that's basically RoboCop 3?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
cool.
on that level. They could put that on MST3K and it wouldn't really be out of place.
Cool.
That's not a good thing.
Cool. Mando Season 2 comes out this year, I think.
Yeah, pretty sure.
And the one thing I keep forgetting about, Star Wars The Clone Wars, the final season, which I forgot to mention, we will be covering it weekly. Well,
Weekly.
except next week. It comes out next week, but I'm busy on the weekend, so we won't have an episode next week.
Oh.
But the week after the next, we cover the first 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be back to covering it weekly.
Regular scheduled programming.
Regularly scheduled
Same
programming.
bat time, same bat channel.
Pretty much. Same dude time, same dude channel, a.k.a. our SoundCloud page.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I anticipate for the year. You got anything to add?
I don't think so.
Cool. Then I think we might be done here.
Oh, wow. That was fast. How long have we been here?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's been a good while. Like an hour.
Yeah.
We've been here like an
got-
hour and 30 minutes.
Hour and a half, yeah.
Not like doing the podcast for an hour and
Oh,
30
yeah, okay,
minutes,
yeah.
but
Close
here
to an hour.
at the recording
The
studio.
recording studio.
Heck yeah.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Oh, there's a Pink Floyd thing
There's
there.
also Elvis, and
Elvis.
I don't know who that
I'll
is.
tell you about Elvis, boy.
There's the Beatles and the Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers.
Have you seen the Blues Brothers?
Have not. I know you have a Blues Brothers tie, so you're sitting there smiling like, I got it.
No, I don't, but I want it.
Yeah.
I love the Blues Brothers.
So, you ready to wrap this thing up?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Alrighty,
Kind
everybody.
of tired.
Say your goodbyes, Brannon.
Goodbye. There's no universal goodbye. Sorry.
All right, here we go. So, whatever time you may be listening to this, I'll just cover it all. So, good morning, good evening, good night, and goodbye for now.
And don't eat yellow snow.
Don't do that at all. Roll the credits. This has been Two Dudes and a Podcast, hosted by Jackson Hamm and Brannon Reynolds. Produced by Jackson Hamm, and photography by Dalton Sherrill.